All right. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining. I just wanted to take a little time today to talk about exercise and women's hormones and how to optimize both. Because one common thing that I hear from a lot of women is a frustration at being told to just focus on diet and focus on exercise, when they're having hormonal difficulties and they're not really sure what that looks like or what they should be doing. It's kind of vague, and doctors don't really like extrapolate it on very much or tell you what to do. So the other thing is a lot of the research that's out there is really, about exercise is really geared towards maximizing male physiology and is not so applicable to women's biology. There's kind of a lack of research that's been conducted on the subject, especially when it comes to looking at exercise throughout the cycle or how exercise should be implemented during menopause and perimenopause in order to counteract weight gain and things like that. So those are some topics I'm going to cover. A common question that people have is sort of something along the lines of this: I'm having trouble reaching my goals. What am I doing wrong? And to that, I want to say there are specific things that you can be doing in different times of your cycle that will really maximize the benefits that you're getting. And also, there are certain things that you could be doing that you weren't even realizing were actually maybe causing hormonal disruptions like PMS. So basically, female biology in our menstruating years can be kind of looked at as being divided into two phases. One would be the follicular phase, and that's right after menstruation up until ovulation. And then there's the luteal phase, which comes after ovulation until menstruation. And our physiology is pretty different during those two different phases. We have different hormones that are dominant. So we'll be having more estrogen in that first half and more progesterone in that second half. And that's basically, the balance that we want to keep it at in order to feel good and not have PMS and other nasty symptoms. So some types of exercise that we can do can throw that out of whack. That's the thing. So a lot of people have been really into HIIT workouts, for example. That's kind of a new buzzword, and they're great workouts for sure for burning fat. But those for women are really best implemented during that first half of our cycle, because they're pretty high stress exercises. And in that first half of our cycle, our bodies are more able to deal with more stress, basically. In the second half, we're more sort of inclined to being overstressed. So basically, we don't want to add more on top of that. And by stress, I'm talking about mental, yes, but also physical, the type of physical stress that raises cortisol levels. Cortisol is a hormone that is released when we're under stress, physical and mental, and can have all sorts of effects on the body. It can cause weight gain around the abdominal area, especially. And also, it will start converting the body's progesterone into it. If the body is sort of running on a stress excess, progesterone stores can become depleted. And you can see how that could be a pretty bad thing to happen in the second half when we want those progesterone stores to be high. So we want to limit HIIT workouts and really stressful over exercising type of workouts in that second half. We actually want to be limiting over exercising in general, because what that can do is sort of throw the body into a overall high cortisol level that can last for days even and affect sleep, mood, hunger, and all of the other hormones that are produced in the body at any time of the month. So we definitely want to focus on keeping cortisol levels, relatively low at a good stable level. I was going to say something else about that too. It'll come back to me. Oh yeah. So this idea of, and how do you know, if you're over exercising? That was it. So basically we want to feel energized. We want to feel like we have more energy after working out than we did before. And if you come out of a workout feeling like, oh, that was so much, and you just can't get your energy back all day, that's a sign that you've overdone it. So we're trying to avoid that. Exercise is supposed to feel good and, be energizing, not draining. And so there can kind of be this pattern that I see a lot of women fall into where they think like, oh, I need to exercise to cancel out what I ate because I ate too much or something like that. Or, beating themselves up over missing a workout one day. So the next day they're like, I'm going to double it. Those are definitely some thinking patterns to avoid, because that will add to the excess cortisol and stress on your body and throw your hormones out of whack. And also it really won't lead to weight loss, if that is what the goal is. As I was saying, like cortisol will cause us to store body fat around the abdominal area, and will also mess with our sleep. And not getting enough sleep has been shown to increase weight gain as well. So basically for women who are trying to balance their cycles, HIIT workouts are great in the first half. You'd want to keep those to around 20 to 30 minutes probably. Other types of cardio are great too. And then when you move over into the luteal phase, you want to focus more on strength training. And that's an exercise that doesn't impact the body's cortisol level so much, but is great for weight loss, because when you're building muscle mass, the muscle basically is revving up your whole metabolism. So when you have more muscle, you're just burning more calories, just resting throughout the day. So in that second half is a great time to be focusing on that and building up your muscle mass. And just another note on that. So, a lot of the times you'll see an article about HIIT workouts or something, and it says, do this 2 or 3 times a week. I would say don't look at that type of information. That is basically talking about, it's geared towards men. It's geared towards a man's body that's the same every week. For women, if you're looking to do HIIT workouts, do it in the first half, maybe 2 or 3 times a week, but only in those first 2 weeks. When you have, more of an ability to deal with that stress load. So, are there any questions? I'll just move ahead if not. The other thing that I wanted to address is, so women who are in perimenopause or menopause and looking to lose weight, they can often feel like they're having trouble reaching their goals. They're not sure what's going on. They're eating healthy, they're working out, and they're not seeing results. So, if that's the case, a main thing to focus on would definitely be to make sure that your cortisol levels aren't getting spiked, because that can add to that excess weight gain, and making sure that you're getting enough rest. That is really important for keeping weight off. And as far as types of exercises to do, it's been shown in some studies that strength training actually increases estrogen levels more than cardio does. And with women who are postmenopause, they, boosting estrogen levels can be a really good thing. And of course, all of this depends on your body and how you're feeling. So, but increasing muscle mass is super important for postmenopausal women as well. So strength training is great to do that. You want to make sure that you're keeping your muscle mass up all throughout your life. So, a lot of times dieting or doing a lot of cardio can start depleting muscle mass, and that definitely wants to be avoided. So, getting into a strength training regimen where you're doing that and making sure to eat enough protein in order to build those muscles as you go along is really important. And for postmenopausal women as well, another issue people can face is osteoporosis. So strength training really helps to keep bone density up as well. So, basically what it comes down to is listening to your body and making sure that the workouts that you're doing are feeling good and energizing. And just tailoring the specific type of exercise that you're doing to the phase that you're in, or the stage of life that you're in and the goal that you're trying to accomplish. Building muscle is a great way to lose fat because, as I was saying, it revs up the whole metabolism. So that's just a great way to go. And doing, at least half of your workouts that way, combined with cardio, is definitely a really good place to start. You want to make sure that you're also eating enough protein, so you're building those muscles along the way. But yeah, basically what it comes down to is, some people's bodies are more sensitive to hormonal disruptions than others. So you just want to be checking in, is this workout feeling good for me? Or is it leaving me feeling exhausted? We want to be nourishing our hormones, our nervous systems, and our personal physiologies just by doing what feels right. And your body's a pretty good gauge. It will tell you what is working for you and what's not. And pushing yourself to the point of exhaustion is never a good idea. It's not going to help you lose more weight. Calorie deficit and just losing weight at any cost is not usually a good idea for optimizing hormones and overall health. So that is about it. Deanna, did you have any questions at this point? Thank you. Well, if not, I will say thank you all for tuning in. Awesome. Yeah, let me know if you have any more questions on this. You can always shoot me a little message to my inbox, and I'll be happy to get back to you and answer any further questions that you may have. So thanks so much. We'll see you later. Bye.